In my last video, I explained why I believe that the dragon found at Revelation 12 is actually the entire demonic bloodline that stems from the original Satan, Lucifer, in the garden, and that the most powerful demons that come from this bloodline serve as the powers that control our authorities on this earth, powers that control our governments, control everything, government, military, education, media, finances, real estate, resources. Now that we have an idea of who the dragon actually is, we can dig deeper into Revelation 12, where it talks about the woman and the dragon. The passage at Revelation 12 begins by introducing the woman. She appears as a sign in heaven. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven, and it's the dragon, and he sweeps a third of the stars out of the sky with his tail, which is a reference to the fallen angels. The woman is God's people, through which God sends his own flesh to the earth. She is pregnant before the fallen angels fell from heaven. That indicates God's divine plan of redeeming humanity through Christ all the way back before the fallen angels ever even fell. The dragon planned to devour the child as soon as he was born. The woman gave birth to a son who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. And then it says that he was snatched up to God and to his throne, making reference to the Messiah's victory over death and his ascension to his sovereign place in heaven. It says, war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. Many people think that this war is a reference or a reiteration of when God threw the fallen angels out of heaven for fornicating with the women of earth. But I don't think so. Remember, heaven isn't always used to describe the high heaven where God dwells. Sometimes the word heaven is just used to describe a spiritual realm that's unseen by human eyes, even being used to describe the demonic realm in certain verses. The dragon is the demonic bloodline of Lucifer. They are in positions of power. Michael and his angels fighting against the dragon and his angels. To me, it looks like God is taking them out of their positions of authority. The following chapters talk about the implementation of the beast system and the slaughter and the beheading of the Christians, and then the 1,000-year reign of Christ where he locks Satan away. So I believe that this very war is the beginning steps of Christ removing the authoritative powers, the demonic spiritual forces, from their positions of authority. It says he was hurled down to the earth and the angels with him. And I heard a loud voice in heaven say, now have come the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Messiah. Woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil has gone down to you. He is filled with fury because he knows that his time is short. It says, when the dragon saw that he had been hurled to earth, he pursued the woman who had given birth to the male child. The woman was given the 2 wings of a great eagle so that she might fly to the place prepared for her in the wilderness, where she would be taken care of for a time, times, and half a time out of the serpent's reach. It says the serpent tries to overtake her, but she is protected. It says, then the dragon was enraged at the woman and went off to wage war against the rest of her offspring, those who keep God's commands and hold fast their testimony about Jesus. Many Christians will be raptured, and it will anger the devil so much that in his final moments of power, he will behead the rest of the Christians. At Revelation 20, we read about Satan getting locked away for 1,000 years. The Christians who got beheaded because they refused to worship the beast will come back to life and reign with Christ for that 1,000 years. So first, the devil will lose a war in the heavenly realm. The devil will know he's about to lose his authority. He's going to try and attack the Christians. Then there's going to be a rapture, which the Greek word rapture just means to seize or carry away. This is not when Christians receive their glorified bodies or become resurrected. That is a different event. And the fact is that not all Christians will be raptured. When the dragon sees that he can do no harm to the raptured Christians, he will turn on the rest of the Christians. That is when the beast system will be forced, and the rest of the Christians will be beheaded. After that, there are some plagues and whatnot, and then we get to the 1,000 years. That is when the glorification and the first resurrection happen. 1 Corinthians 15:52-54 says, we will not all sleep, but we will all be changed in a flash, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, the dead will be raised imperishable, and we will be changed.